Hi, I'm Steve the Long Ass Cowboy, and today I'm enjoying the Insidious Connecticut by Asylum. It has the sweetened tip, just as another cigar I featured recently does. Uh, the longer you smoke it, this will go away, and you'll just have a regular, nice, mild cigar. Today I'm going to focus on Rush Limbaugh. Now, I think he's a fraud. I think he has been since 1996. In 1994, he was instrumental in flipping the Congress to the Republican side for the first time in 40 years. In 1996, he had the chance to close the deal with an endorsement of a Republican candidate for president against the sitting President Bill Clinton. But he chose not to do it. Why? Because when there's a Democrat in office, he gets more subscribers. And I'll tell you this about him too. He once said that he doesn't want to run for office because that would force him to take a pay cut. Well, look at what our forefathers had to go through coming to the United States in the first place, sacrificing lives, fortunes, and sacred honor. Which means what? He didn't want to sacrifice his personal fortune to make this country better because he's happy with the status quo. Which brings us to the current occupant of the White House, Democrat Donald Trump. We continue to hear over and over and over again about how establishment Republicans are the problem, and Limbaugh is the one lambasting them. Well, Rushy, you are establishment. You continue to focus on economy this and economy that, when the problem is the moral fiber of our nation. It's shot, and you've had the chance to correct it. But anytime a Bible believing Christian comes on your radio station, you manipulate the phone call to whatever your agenda is at the time and conveniently cut the caller off before they have a chance to get their point out. Because that's what you are. You are establishment. When you said Rubio was establishment, he wasn't. You know, when Trump and Clinton were setting all this up, they had Rubio in mind. No statesman lambasts a fellow Republican candidate the way Donald Trump did. That was really disgusting. And now I see on the Fox website today that Trump is daring Clinton to run again, and she responded, "Don't tempt me." I didn't open the article, I didn't read it, but I know what it means. It means they're setting up for round two. This way, when she runs, he can find a way to blow it, a step aside, a withdraw, or whatever, so that she can win, which is what she was supposed to do 3 years ago anyway. Remember when President elect Trump said he had no plans to prosecute? After, in a debate with her, he said that she would go to jail. He said it on the stage that she would go to jail. It's been 3 years and it hasn't happened yet. That was all a setup. It was all a fraud, and everybody knows it. Look at what the great Senator Ted Cruz said. He said to vote your conscience. So in November 2016, I planned to skip altogether. And one day Rush Limbaugh said something stupid, and I don't even remember what it was. But as I was purposefully driving by my polling place, that's when Rush Limbaugh spoke. And I had to turn the car around, and I had to go back in and get a paper ballot and write in Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina. And that's exactly what I did. I skipped the 2012 election. I, in essence, skipped the 2016 election. And barring some miracle of a legitimate Republican candidate challenging Trump, I will skip the 2020 election. Now, you may stop and say, wait a minute. He has Republican challengers. Well, let's dispatch them really, really quickly. You've got Massachusetts liberal Billy Weld, who does not believe in the sanctity of life and frankly does not deserve the right to call himself Republican. You've got some guy named Walsh who, in his announcement, dropped a gutter profanity the same way Donald Trump does. That knocked him out automatically. And you've got Mark Sanford, the man who, adulterer, unabashed adulterer, unashamed adulterer, who, until he recants and says, I sinned and I'm sorry, you don't count either. So there are no Republican candidates. There are actually 4 extra Democrats: Trump, Weld, Walsh, and Sanford. We're pretty well screwed for the next 4 years from January 20th, 2021 until January 20th, 2025, when hopefully somebody else comes in. Look at the Schiff show going right now. And no, I did not say what you thought I said. I said Schiff. Schiff, which essentially means the same thing. Because this is all a setup. The Democrats do not want an actual impeachment, because if they achieve it, they get Vice President Mike Pence, the real Republican, to become president, and they don't want that. The Republicans, I'm sure there are some senators who would probably vote yes. Why? Because then they would get the real Republican, Mike Pence. This whole thing's an act. When you hear Hannity, when you hear Limbaugh, when you hear Carlson, when you hear Ingram, they are totally out of touch with reality. Tomorrow, I will give football picks, and believe me, it's going to be a big, big weekend. You can bet on it. Plus, tomorrow we've got Game 5 Braves Cardinals, Game 5 Dodgers Nationals. It's going to be a big baseball day tomorrow, a big football weekend. If you respect, maybe not like, but respect what's being said here, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button. When the bell pops up, please click it to get notifications. And until next time, this is the Long Ash Cowboy reminding you to keep sticks up.